And there we have it. Everybody, hello, hello. Greetings, salutations. Just me today to talk to you all about a special topic. Very special topic. Yeah, hi, welcome, welcome. Click like, obviously. Welcome to this special Trek Shorts edition of Trekyards, where we are going to talk about some exclusive stuff, show some perks. Yeah, we got a lot. I spent a bit of time before this getting out loads of stuff. Maybe I can tease you all with things that you could get as we talk about Trek Shorts. Hopefully, you guys have some really interesting questions. I'm very interested.
Drop.
Nope. I'm very interested in getting you guys questions about what's happening, what we can do, what not. Obviously, I'm solo, so I've got to share this myself. So bear with me 1 second. So yeah, say hi if you're in the chat. And do vote in the poll because information is very useful. Oh, I did not save the actual comment at all. Okay, that's that. Trek Shorts as well, which is here. And video, which is live right now. Good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, yeah, so hi everybody. Welcome, welcome. Trek Shorts. What a crazy old thing. Did I go out? I did go out. Okay. Oh, and YouTube, the Facebook. What am I saying? What am I saying? Also need the YouTube. So yeah, comment in the chat. This is an interactive thing. What do you know about Trek Shorts? Are you going to donate to the Kickstarter at some point? Because it's very essential. And boy, so many perks I've got out ready to show. So if you'll be interested and join the older the family, as it were. We have more than one person, so you can vamp while you do the sharing. All the various social medias. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. And here I am, hello, hello, and there I am, hello, hello. Yes! Rob Buckley. But yeah, if you can pop in at the end, let me know. I'll show you some of the cool perks, because good time to show. So yes, 10 people, hi, vote in the poll. Actually these do I? Yes, Trek Shorts, hi. So welcome, welcome. I will of course monitoring super chats or or PayPals, but also what I want to do is if I can, convince any of you to join the Kickstarter, then we'll have sort of live shout outs. Which is cool, because like I said, big deal. Let me just get that page up. We're gonna go for display capture. Yeah. So yeah, ask if you guys have got any questions straight from the get. We'd love to have some questions. About the project. Any random things, because I don't want to just talk just myself the whole time. But yes, that's what it's all about. Do I? Yeah. I guess we're gonna look at the page, aren't we? It does make sense. Okay, we'll put that up there. I'll move that down. Move that down here. It's not particularly well sized, but that's okay. Yeah, better as black. Good stuff. Okay. Alright. Nope, got too much of me over here. What is... Oh, it's my video, isn't it? Haha, okay, there we go. Right, yes. Gosh, okay, Trek Shorts. Hi. So, Trek Shorts is, as you guys know... I know you did, Robert. That was a very, very good day when you did. Hence why I can show you some perks you'll be getting, which is why it's got them all out. Yeah, so Trek Shorts, as you guys do or don't know, is my fan film, Star Trek fan films collection of things and bobs I've been doing. I mean, the Trek Shorts brand has been going since 2020. Yeah. But really I've been doing films since 2012 and 13. I guess 14. My initial 2. Trek Shorts being the kind of logical evolution of that. And as you can see by the the picture, amazing cast with wonderful uniforms, and I do want to thank very deeply the 69 backers that have got us to 7,777, because this has been a journey of 3 years waiting to do this big crowdfunder, which was intended to be a couple of years of funding potentially, or 16, 18, 24 months, whatever, going for the absolute basic goal of 12,500, which would chunk on fees, chunk on printing, chunk on postage, and cover stuff. And the stretch goals are meant to very explicitly go beyond the basics, the absolute basics, which are quite basic, right? When I launched it, I spent a long time actively building elaborate content to be released. I went extremely above and beyond to show the audience that I care and I want to get their enthusiasm. I worked with Sean Ferrick and I got him to do 5 mostly full ups and downs style videos about different shorts, which I fully edited. They took about half a day each to make, so that's already 2.5 full days trying to hopefully get the interest from those and get people excited. Do they work? Don't know. People donate at any given time, but I put that work in. I made a film that was released the week before the Kickstarter to launch the idea of the page. I launched a film week after the film was the Kickstarter launched. I launched a film just recently, last weekend. Yeah, last weekend. And I got one more that I'm now working on for the end of the campaign. So that is 4 full films. And if you consider almost all funders of any kind, right? They're about a goal, about a single project. And so the idea of having 4 full films in the space of trying to raise money for one, I thought that would be a huge deal. I thought that would really help galvanize and get people excited. Didn't expect world events to be as they are, of course, but I really did go all out, months of work to try and have the Kickstarter logo in front of the new film, and the new film get views, and 10,000 views, you hope 1% are going to donate. Hasn't gone quite what I expected. And so we obviously need to hit 100% because Kickstarter isn't all or nothing. And we are still 62%, so that's 37% to our goal. If we don't get our goal, then A, won't get any money. That's a real problem. But also it's a statement. It's fair to say that I've gone, as I said, above and beyond for this campaign, but also to really show, to really put the best foot forward for these projects and really keep them coming in quality. That's taken money and time, money and time, money and time. And this campaign was about having people be able to say, hey, now's the time to say we like what you do and here's some funds. And because of the perks, you can, as we'll see in a second, you can get a number of posters and it adds up and it adds up and it adds up and etc. And I expected a few more people to be, frugal, just help a little bit to support the films. So it's been a little bit whelming. There's still time to go, of course, but I'd hope to be over 100% by now, or at least somewhere in now, so I wouldn't be stressed every day. Because, it's a statement, isn't it? If we can't raise this funds, then going forward it's going to be more difficult. So it's a really, it's a tricky thing, and we just want to make good stuff for you all. And it's an amazing thing that, if all 14 of you gave $20, right, that would move the needle, but also for $20 you might get 7 films, right? I think it's a good deal. So that's an odd place to be, and we're the team have been trying. I've got three different artists working on their different assignments right now. We're still pushing forward on things that are important to us that maybe needed a few months or to improve quality because we think it's important. Hoping and assuming this will get to 100%. Really, it should need more than 100%, but 100 at least 100. And people, that's the thing, isn't it? People have backed, and people have supported over the years a little bit, a little bit here and there, and a few people massively, and it's got us this far. We're at 42 films, which is astounding, right? That's so many films, and yeah, it's a funny old thing. We try to promote it places, but people need to also want to share. It's odd. It's odd. I feel pretty certain that if we were to send the campaign into the living rooms of 1 million people, would be funded in 10 minutes, kind of thing, right? I think there's enough value and interest in what we do, but it doesn't mean you can get there. And I was doing some promotion before a Kickstarter on X, and I was getting 2,000-3,000 views a thing. As soon as I started posting about the Kickstarter, it went down to 200-300, and it's like, well, that was the viewership I was partially hoping to reach. So it's it's odd, it's difficult, and it's challenging. And at the end of the day, we need everyone to support and help, because, and by everyone I mean if you think you even can, like £5, it amounts up. But we're here right now to go through the perks, look at the campaign, and also, if you guys put in today, you'll get some live reactions, some recorded kudos. Hopefully somebody will to up the needle. Just say, not Mr. Lawrence, but some average Joe, because I think there's a lot of good stuff in this campaign. If we have a look at the campaign briefly, you can see the full, well, not full, but the main cast, which is truly amazing, and the graphic of this changes every time we do one of these. So it's fun to see who is considered, who kind of just gets into that list. And I'll let you read the information, but yeah, there's Mr. Sean, yeah, as it says, we're making 20+ films. 20 films for, well, 12,000 is 500 each, which isn't really what it costs, but that's, to help get us there, etc. God, 21 and 26. 5 films. 5 years. And just this graphic was fun to make. And if you note, I updated this right until the end, pretty much, with Fire in the Night. It had just come out when this campaign was launched, as in almost just. So that shows always being updated and keep on going. Just a variety of things. Look at that. People and characters and the eras and universe and ships. It's so much cool stuff, And it is down to those who always supported us so far. That is amazing, right? The only way we've gone this far is because of those that have supported. Hey, Shauna. But it's one of those things that you need to do a bit more, because then we can just make and go. Nick's here! Nick, it's funny, I was going to invite you on to chat and interview me or you, but I was like, oh, he'll probably have work tomorrow, so I don't want to invite him. If you're around, I'd love to have you, Nick. you can be in the other box and you can ask me about Trek shorts, because I never liked these myself per se, because it's really hard to kind of vamp with yourself for a bit. There's a box that you could jump in on and talk to me about and answer questions, because I've got so many good perks. And if you're available, Nick, if you're available, would be super cool as we talk about this. And just the teasing factor. There's one of Nick's favourite films, De-aged. That's important. Bit of Dominion, bit of Red Dwarf. This one's meant to confuse people, right? In a good way. Neil, love your fan films, Commander. Fucking legend. Thank you, Neil. I don't know if you have donated yet, but I certainly do hope you will. There's so many good perks. I do need all and every bit of support, because we definitely want to keep going. And honestly, without this campaign, that is going to be very different in 26. About half. Dude, yeah, let's do half an hour. Let's that sounds perfect. Who wants to see a celebrity joining the team? Mr. Known Thine Enemy. I call him a celebrity. Trek fan film celebrity. How am I gonna do this? I will send him, being you, a Zoom link. See, that means, right? I'm just saying, if people donate today for like a cameo with Nick in character, or a poster with him, you could literally have the guy you want signed. You could talk to him right now. It's mad, I tell you. It's not that mad, but it's some mad. Although that's gonna be that's fine. And Neil, tell us your favourite film worked on, because you've seen so many films. It is a bit mad, and we're very proud of that, honestly. That is my face. No, I don't want to turn on AI thing with the thing. And then send him a link on the book of the face. I really am hoping that we can see this needle move. Get to 70 backers during this live. Robert says, Commander, we'll get there eventually. I just can't afford much more than. But dude, you pledged so much. I don't say these things to be, I've got to be cognizant of what we need. But I certainly, anyone that adds anything is absolutely wonderful. And yes, I mean, that was very generous, beyond what I would expect. So, yeah, I think we will hit 100. Just maybe kind of thing. But thank you for the super chat as well, of course. Yep, boy, yeah, we've got Mark Lawrence in the chat who knows Nick, who you shoot Nick? No, you didn't shoot Nick. What did you do? You various things. That was a funny old day. And do vote in the poll. There's 14 votes right now. We'll wait for Nick to accept the invite, which he hopefully will when he's ready. The poll is Trekyards Kickstarter is all or nothing. The way they want to make a release more. There's 4 options. And just be honest. That's the important thing. Emma good. And none of that is lined up because we all moved because you're not Stuart. 1 second. Introduce yourself if I can hear you. Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, introduce yourself.
You can hear me. Okie dokie. Bear with me 1 minute. Yeah, alright.
He'll excitingly introduce himself. It'll be a thrilling moment of drama.
I don't do the whole exciting introductions. Yeah, I'm Nick. I act in these films and yeah, all that kind of shit.
One of the biggest fan film celebrities out there.
Yeah, no, definitely not a celebrity. I do this shit for fun. Okay, it's fun.
It's not untrue though. You're one of those well-known people in fan films in the world in Star Trek.
No, I go to conventions. Hardly anybody ever recognizes me. It's fine.
Yes, hardly anyone. There you go. See, some people do.
1 in a blue moon. So yeah. No, I mean, I just do this stuff for fun. I'm a fan, and it is fun. And it's also an incredibly expensive hobby, which I know from making my own films and working on Sam's films. It is not a cheap hobby. It is very expensive, and that's not a kind of pity party kind of call. That's just the nature of the beast. And I would make a lot more of these films myself if I had the money and time and money and finances to do it. Time's a big problem with that, to be fair. But yeah, no. Anyway, I've no idea what my point is. Anyway, the whole point is these films are fun. Some people love them, some people hate them, some people don't give a fuck. But if you like this kind of stuff, especially given the idea that we are heading into another dry spot for Star Trek, hey, supporting these kind of films is not a bad thing. And if it's your cup of tea, go for it. I'm not sure that made a lot of sense, but yeah.
Let's assume it did. And you say it's an expensive hobby, and it is. But how many hobbies? You're not going to a football game where you get the enjoyment and then you move on. Maybe you get a picture. But this is a hobby where we get to make something that thousands see, stay up there forever, and that you're also getting compliments for. Heavy Lies the Crown. I'm sorry, compliments for Temporal Anomaly from so long ago. We're so not thinking about them. So it's a hobby. But it's also, in a sense, a lowercase public service because we're doing something for people to enjoy, and it stays there.
Anybody who has an kind of artistic bent, the art itself is the reason for it. But actually seeing people enjoy these things and actually get something out of them, even if it's like you made someone laugh, you made someone smile, you made someone cry, you made someone think. These are all things that make doing this kind of stuff worthwhile. And for me, it's all about the fun, but I love storytelling and I love seeing other people enjoy these stories. And I mean, you mentioned Heavy Lies the Crown. I mean, we made that film, God, 20 years ago. Yeah, we started work on that film more than nearly 24 years ago. Terrifying to think, and we still get comments on it. I had one the other day, and I was kind of like, people are still watching this. And I mean, we had no fucking clue what we were doing on that film. The sound is, the sound work. Leandro did our kind of sound design, and he did a great job. But the dialogue track is terrible. We did such a terrible job on sound recording because we just didn't have the right equipment, didn't know what we were doing. Videography, Steve did as good a job as he could with the equipment we had, the editing, the visual effects. I mean, it's what it is at the time with a bunch of nerdy fans who didn't know what they were doing, and people still do watch it, which surprises me.
Which speaks
I think we've done better films since then, but
which speaks to the difference between any film of the past, which are wonderfully of their time in the best possible way, but now we can do so much more with not necessarily less, as in time and effort, but we can achieve a ton of cool things that more people can see and that can be more refined. And then now you've seen what's in our buffer of assets. It's
I mean, sorry, on you go.
Well, I mean, you saw the last film.
Yeah, totally.
Stranger Worlds and with flashbacks to the Nebula class, like this, and yes, you can't say I overdid it with cool things, but it shows that there's now we've got all these things ready to go. Any new film is much easier to do. So this sort of project, it would be let's say it'd be a very big shame if this thing fails and don't get funded, and the whole thing kind of has a mild heart attack, just because a few people whatever. I do want to, while you're here though, I want to just show something cool because this is my favorite perk of the campaign, so I've got it on this. It's £60, which is a lot, 100%, but this is my favorite perk that we're doing, which is the full cast sign.
Oh yeah, with my different signature on every different batch of things, but
yeah,
I can still never make up my mind how I want to sign things.
So this is the second.
Yeah, that is cool.
This is the second gen because we added Marie and me, because by the time we did the first gen to the second gen versions poster, we'd done more films. But I love this because Alexa has retired mostly from physical media. Is a way of saying that. So getting her to sign these is not practical. So when I say it's limited. So this represents all of our cast together, all their signs. I think it's a lovely bit of art. I think it's very on a wallable, all in different uniforms, which shows how far we've come. We're all in something different, carefully choreographed. And think about it in 10 years, right? There's no like, I'll be able to go to a sci-fi convention and see Shatner's against autograph in 10 years, which you've been known to do for 60 years. You'll never be able to find these people to get this sign in 10 years' time. So this is a chance to get something of history. And there's only so many of them. So I love this perk, and obviously all the cast have got one set aside.
Yeah.
Because Emma didn't sign the first batch. That's why now I can give them to people because now they're full, which is great. 'Cause she's like the most signable person, or at least was for a couple of years. And for £60, I mean, like I say, if we get 10 of those, quite a few people have got them because you get them as part of the bigger perks as well, which is fantastic. But like, I mean, I just think it's such a special perk. You know, I'm gonna
It
put
is.
it
And I
on my
mean,
wall.
these,
You know.
oh, totally. When I have space, I will actually frame one and put it up. I mean,
Yes.
it's just remarkable the amount of stuff we have to play with. And I think we have a bunch of stuff planned, which, it would be sad if it didn't see the light of day. There's some really interesting stuff coming up. Some really fun stuff, which I don't want to talk too much about, but
Because I think people have got accustomed to the idea that release so often.
Mhm.
That was entirely based on my semblance that this would go well. I
Yeah.
keep saying, but my faith in that people would come out.
I mean, it's one of those things that I mean, I'm still a huge fan of what Rob Caves did with Hidden Frontier, and I still find Hidden Frontier very watchable. Um, Despite the fact that visually it's not as polished as the stuff you see now. But I mean, they did some remarkable stuff with that, with the resources they had at the time, and Rob's a great guy. But what I find interesting, I've completely lost my train of thought on where I was going with that actually.
It'd be a
Yeah, my
shame.
point is, Rob was incredibly, incredibly productive for, you know, a good 10 years almost there. And then for practical and financial reasons, he kind of, there's a number of reasons. I don't want to speak for Rob, but financial was certainly part of Rob's decision to kind of, he had to walk away from that. Um, Please don't quote me on that because I'm paraphrasing. It's far, there's more to the story than that. But obviously, he was kind of in a position where money wasn't such a huge problem for so many years, and then it was a case of actually, I need to do this and I need to do that, and I don't have time for this, and I don't have finances for this. I'm not suggesting Rob was broke or anything. That's not the case, but he didn't have the same disposable income that he'd had before, and that is the problem that we're certainly facing. My point here is certainly a problem with you that we're starting to face with Trek Shots, in that you don't have the same disposable income anymore. None of us do. And to be fair, much of that is a problem with the current world we live in, that, things are more expensive. People do have less disposable cash. So on one hand, it's like, dear God, why are we asking people for money for this stuff? It's so trivial. But on the other hand, it's like, you know what? And I know some people, I know a lot of people are really dismissive of fan films. Oh, that's trash. That's rubbish. Oh, they're just, yeah. But there are people out there who really enjoy this stuff and really do connect to it. And it's the same with any art. I mean, I'm not suggesting we are anything like the big studios. We're not producing these big blockbusters. We're not producing these huge, polished, super professional movies. But we are producing entertainment and art. And there are people out there who really appreciate it and do get something from it. Even though a lot of the time I find that very hard to believe. But, every now and again, I do see someone, mostly more online than in the real world, obviously, but I do get people who do reach out to me and say, we really enjoy what you're doing. Keep doing it.
Although, funnily
And that
enough,
means,
I don't finish.
no, and that means an awful lot. But it also makes you, apart from the fact that this is a lot of fun to do, it also makes you want to still keep going for those people as well. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but you kind of get where I'm coming from.
Well, that's why it's absolutely astounding when those that can give do. I always say you're
hmm
supporting those that can't.
hmm
But this is the Kickstarter versus like GoFundMe or whatever. Is a time when now you get something for you can get a perk. You can actually, this costs us to make, so we lose.
hmm
We don't lose, but it costs to make. Everything does. And I've got so many perks, but it's a more
Yes,
relatable
yes, you
thing.
do.
Yes, I do. It's a more relatable thing, so you can feel like you're supporting while still getting something fun and
hmm
cool, which is
Yeah.
absolutely fine. But I mean, maybe I should have done this last year. Maybe I should not have done the year I did. The year before I did Prodigy instead, and that was hundreds of hours of work on that, which you still a massive chunk of. So that was I just
Oh, yeah,
stopped for
totally.
years. I'm not going to raise money this year. I'm going to put myself more in
hmm
debt to make this for you all. Was it worth it? Probably. Last year I probably should have done it, but then we tried and then it didn't work because Indiegogo, and then who knew a war was going to happen? That wasn't exactly ideal. But I reached the end point of where I could go, so it's like it was then or never.
Again, the Prodigy stuff is something that I think people, there's obviously more of that to come, and I think
hmm
people really enjoy that. And those films will come out regardless, but they'll come out a lot quicker if
Yeah,
the finances are there to move them forward.
I
If
mean,
that makes
gosh,
sense.
without this is a statement, so you can give an answer to, Nick, although not in a way that's really that useful. If I was to reduce from 6 to 7 to 8 films a year to 2 films a year, how long do you think it would take to release everything?
Oh God, forever.
So 2 a year isn't sustainable. We need the funding to
No.
do more than 2 a year, because that's what it might come down to if this isn't successful. Because then you have to get real, do more real stuff. 2 a year, Nick. Imagine not seeing your second film with Emma for another 3 years, because
I don't know,
it's
and I
only
mean
sixth in
that.
the queue. If it was, what, it would have
I
been the
have to
same year.
say, that film with Emma, I really, I mean, we shot that quite a while ago. I really want to see that one come out because it's quite an important film for the development of Emma's character, and I think people really should see that because it adds. Was that her first film she shot or her second? I can't remember.
That was her second and third.
Second and third. That's right. Okay, because she'd already shot one with you when I'd worked at that point. But that film is incredibly important to her character's journey, and for me, I find it quite frustrating that that part of her story hasn't come out yet. Because I want people to see this. I want people to know what her story is. Because Emma's such a such a fun person to watch. She's such a talent as well, and she's just fun to watch. Yeah.
But also, it's allowed for this absolutely unintentional, lingering set of mysteries,
Hmm.
which makes
Well,
every
that's
other
true.
film intriguing.
Hmm.
We just introduced Lieutenant K in this
Hmm.
last film,
Hmm.
and I was fighting her on my galaxy, her Defiant, and
Hmm.
I love the fact that in this campaign you can see she's in a picture, you can see her exist somewhere,
Hmm.
but to the audience at
Yeah.
large, who the hell is she? Well, we know. You've partied with her,
Yeah.
right? At a group
Indeed.
party, we know who she is, and so there's a wonderful charming of them releasing so out of order, and there's like she pops up, but then there's so much real there. I mean, I loved a quote you did in the campaign video, which was in itself an interview that we did many years ago at this point. You said there's such a rich tapestry between the characters because we've actually lived these
Hmm.
stories. That is
Hmm.
not a thing in other fan films. And then you quickly caveat and say nothing to go against Continues and Hidden Frontier and Farragut, but it is so different what we've done because none of
I mean,
those films have
I would argue
10
that
plus
Hidden Frontier.
stories.
No, but I
Yeah,
would argue that Hidden Frontier did have a
yeah.
very rich tapestry
You
of
didn't mention
great
Frontier
characters.
for a
It's
reason.
probably and to be fair, it's one of the few that does.
Yes.
Because they had that wealth of material, that wealth of characters, and they dived into character stuff quite a lot. So Hidden Frontier is one of the few that
Yeah.
does have that kind of depth of character and that depth of backstory and that depth of interactivity between little characters. But obviously, Trek Shorts certainly. I mean, beyond Hidden Frontier and Trek Shorts, I can't think of many
Yeah.
that do. I mean, even Josh Irwin's films that are incredibly well done.
Well, he's, I think,
And
at eight.
this is absolutely no shade on Josh's work at all, but they don't have the same breadth of material
Well,
to build on.
he's
And I mean that's I mean when you that's unavoidable, that's
yeah,
just one of
eight
those
eight
things.
films in 7 years, 40 films in 5 years.
Yeah, I mean you could
You know,
argue that maybe Vance's films have more of
yes,
that because he has a lot that breadth of material and that
135
breadth of character.
films in I don't
Yeah,
know how many
so I
years.
mean again, you're going to see more
Hey,
kind
Jeff,
of
sir.
back history and more kind of
Jeff, have you
more of a
donated?
tapestry between these characters, which is and I like to see that kind of tapestry
Hmm.
stuff between characters. It's one of the things that really one of the things about Hidden Frontier that I really really loved, and actually loved becoming a small part of that Hidden Frontier
Hmm.
tapestry myself,
Hmm.
even though it's kind of an alternate
It
universe
is.
now thing. But even Rob himself has said that. But it's interesting. But I
A-okay.
mean, you could argue all of these films are alternate universe
Well,
stuff
yes.
anyway. So
I don't try and step on toes.
no, indeed,
But we're doing
no, indeed.
questions from the audience. And I would love any question. There's
Mhm.
15 of you here, which is actually kind of great. Do vote in the poll. And Rob Buckley did also give 5 Trekyards memberships, which is very wonderful. So thank you to SS Gadman Junkman, Montreal MUFC, Quit Guy, Sonar, Tax Law, and Joseph Hi Phil 4371. Hi there. Everyone ask questions right now. We have a question from Alfonso. Are there any Lost Era projects planned? Take it away, Nick. On Trek Shorts
Mm.
only.
I mean, I don't know if it's my place to comment on that, but we have seen a kind of. I've recently invested in those era of costumes. Well, a costume for that era from me, and it may well be that Sam has invested in some of those as well. So
Or planning to, at least.
maybe,
Hoping to, at least.
maybe.
So one of the
Maybe.
my other favorite perk is the postcard character cards, which I will show off in a bit. As you can see, we've got a
I
plethora.
do like those.
I love them. And actually, we have had quite a few people do them as add-ons. Just getting packs. Because I treat these like Pokemon cards in a sense. I'd love you to collect them all because they are very cheap. That's the thing. All these perks I'm underpricing a little bit to try and ensure people get them. Because I actually want people to get these perks. That's kind of important. But here is a bundle, right? So I'm going to pick 4 randomly. So let's say you got this perk. And in fact, let's go to the perk. The perk is... and these are cheaper to post, which is also why they're smaller. But let's go. The perk is...
Yeah, those US posting charges are really crazy these days.
Yep. Yeah, so mystery pack signed cards, right? Times 5. £15 for 5 signatures. That's nothing, right? That's absolutely nothing in this context. And you know, make sure I've got it on screen. Yeah, so let's say you get 5 out of this plethora. Show you kind of, so just random picking 5. So first random selection, we have... You read them out, Nick. Yes.
It's Marie.
But which uniform to show the variety?
Well, that's the Voyager costume. Although technically it's the DS9 season 1 to 3
It's
costume.
DS9?
Or season 1 to
Okay.
4 costume. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
1 to 5. 1 to 5. 1 to 5.
1 to half of 5. All right, next person.
Marcus.
Now this is special. This is Captain Harriman variant from one film. Because every character in every film has its own unique card that we have to pay for. So that is a limited special exclusive run one. Oh, no.
Marcus Churchill again.
Different Harriman though. Different Harriman
Yeah, there's a different
on the
Harriman.
Foley. So I'm just picking randomly from the card deck.
Marie in TNG.
Oh god. Can we get one Nick? There's like 7 Nicks in it. Come on.
Ah, that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Sean Fair. I mean, that's a good choice.
That is a good choice. Only so many of these because he came to sign. So that was a random pack of 5 of this stack. Every version of every uniform, every person. Well, here's an example of Nick's. We do plenty. That's the Nick famous one. But the reason I brought those out as well is because of like Lost Era, and because you know we only make these when she's in a film, right? When they're in a film. And so she was just in this. So yeah, we have a full Monster Maroon variant. Because she has one as seen in the other film. So yeah, Monster Maroon. I mean that I think is gonna be a separate fundraiser. I mean the big point of this fundraiser was to gauge interest. If this thing blew to its £30,000 goal, we would just do the year and not ask for money again. Wouldn't need to, right? Done. But Rathicon's expensive, and that'll be a separate funder.
It is,
which is fine,
not cheap.
But but people also have a lot of interest in Rathicon, so it absolutely makes sense. But we have plans, and I've been formulating. I put extra effort in the other film on purpose to kind of build up sets, kind of use as an excuse. And there's some really cool stuff in that. Don't know if you caught it, but in the Rathicon film I did, I actually paid and commissioned and got one of my guys to build the Enterprise concept ship from Star Trek 3, which is the Discovery looking ship in the background. I paid my guy to make that, and I spent a day texturing it just so I could Easter egg at my own film because I thought it was really cool. And people have told me, is that the yes? Maybe we could do a whole film like that.
That's the kind of nerdy thing you do.
Yep. Because now maybe whoever Nick might play in the Rathicon era maybe has a mission aboard one of those ships. Warping in on a concept ship that was, not that's the fun shit, right? No one's going to do that. That's cool. So that was a question. Any other question?
Definitely true that nobody else is going to do that.
Yep. So yes, Lost Era, but that'll be supplementary to this. This is to keep the current batch of films going, so we can make them at the same pace. But it is annoying because Indiegogo was so great at you didn't have to get everything, and the stress wasn't there. It was about how much could you get. This has been I'm getting more and more stressed every day kind of thing, and it's getting somewhat uncomfortable sometimes because it doesn't matter if you get 99%. That's as good as 0.
Yeah.
It's like, right. I could have gone for less, of course, but there's a reason for the 12.5. And you also don't want to make a number that people think, oh, he's got 100%. But if you set the 100% at your true 40% or whatever,
Mhm.
then you're not. It seems like a win, but it's not a win. It's just a band-aid, you know.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean.
But like I say, we want you guys to get these cards. Every single one is signed. They're all unique. They're all every character. I'm so excited to see what people are going to get, because I'm just going to pick out of the set, send the cards out. We've also got, for the Trekyards fans, of course, the audience, we've got a very limited amount of the Captain Foley ones, which
Sorry, who's he again?
is the Canadian one, which funnily enough
Who?
they're not
Who? Yeah, I don't know who is that again.
Foley, Cam Stewart Thorl.
Foley. No, I don't know.
Fun about this is that even though I gave them exact dimensions and instructions, the printer place did them the wrong size, so they don't match. And
sorry, Stuart, I am just teasing you.
And I gave them one. I told them the size, but also American paper is not the same as UK paper. I once got a complaint from a guy saying, I got one of your posters, and it won't fit in my picture frame. It's the wrong size. I'm like, well, I mean, that's the size of English paper. That's. I mean, I did say it in the. Yeah. So curious, Nick. If you were a fan, which you're of course a fan, if you can go on the Kickstarter for a minute, and I can send you the link via the.
Oh, it's okay. I can bring it up on my iPad.
Yeah. So if you are a fan, if you were a fan and were you. Out of interest, what perks would you see and think that's actually really cool? Because we both have donated to loads of other fundraisers. I mean, I donated lots because it's about being in the community. What perks do you think you would see and say, yeah, actually, I could get that? But so much time into these perks development.
You did. I mean, I'm a sucker for a digital download anyway, because I like digital files. But let me just scroll down here to where on earth are the... See, the app is different from the website. Okay, let me click on that. There we go. Okay, so well, 15 quid for a video message from Marie. That's a good deal.
Yeah,
that's a Trek Shorts poster. That's a good one. Definitely ships a Trek.
And for clarity, as any character,
that's a really good one.
That's not specifically Marie. That's an in-character thing. So it might be you as well.
I think the signed character cards are actually really cute.
Yeah. Got another random one, and I mean, you can get 15, and it's so little. £35. You know what we can get in England for £35? Not a lot, and yet 35.
Yeah, that main cast limited sign print is really cute. I mean, even going for some of the cheaper things, obviously, 3 signed posters for 20 quid. That's a good deal, and you might get a Sean Ferrick. Everybody loves a Sean Ferrick.
Yeah, exactly.
And your name in the credits.
Yep. We had someone.
Have to get your name in the credits.
We had someone in a previous film comments. He had said, "Mate, it's a 10-minute film, but 3.5 minutes of credits. Just stop. Calm down, dude. 30 seconds." I said, flat like, no. Everybody, the reason we're here is because of these people. I will make the credits longer and longer to say thank you to them every time. And you will either not sit if you don't care, or do sit if you do care. I'm not changing that because it's important. They all got us here, every one of them.
Well, exactly. I mean, looking at the perks, I think Commander level's a great deal. You get your 5 digital downloads, you get a bunch of posters, get soundtracks, digital posters, digital soundtracks. I mean, I think that's a really good deal for 50.
Yeah.
But even at that, I mean, I would say $10 digital film poster, £10 even, digital film poster, name the credits, digital soundtracks, early access, just £10. That's a good deal. I know these things are relative. What's £10 is cheap to some people, £10 a lot of money to other people. These things are all relative, but I would say that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, I absolutely agree, and I love we have in Kickstarter they have things called add-ons, which I absolutely love, where it sort of has tiers of being physical or digital, and as soon as you do one of those, you sort of unlock the of either having postage or not, because postage is done after the fact. based on how many things
Yeah.
you get. But if you go for any option that's just digital, you have to add on anything subsequent, including singles. So I did that custom, so you could just add like one more poster, etc., etc. So I love that many people have quite a few actually had the video messages as add-ons. It's like, oh, I'll throw that in as well, which I love because I don't know who's going to do them, but I know that Marcus is not thrilled about improv, because it's meant to be a cameo from the character in uniform on a green screen. I just love it, and Nim will love it. Em will be a bit nervous. I think you'll enjoy it, but you won't love it. Just saying, right, go for a minute and a half. Here's the name of the person in character. Improv. You're welcome. But that's I would do. See, if I was the reverse of this, I would donate like £150 to get every cast member to do that, because that is the most surreal, weird thing. I know a backer of the Trek shorts. He did that with Nichelle Nichols for a campaign, and he sent me the voicemail because it was a voicemail, and it was so. I mean, I know we're not the same as Nichelle Nichols, but it was so amazing to hear a custom named voice note from Nichelle just rambling for I think like 2.5 minutes. And cool. I never, so I never heard a new Nichelle clip. It's like it was unlocked this amazing thing. So this is not that, but also it's in character, which is very, very cool. I think that's cool. I think that's cool. As I say, some of the cast will not appreciate that.
Yeah. I think some people enjoy that.
We also have the fun name a character, and these have been absolutely blowing up. I knew they would, but name a character for £40, name a starship, name a captain, and already, if you got that perk, I mean, you're not here right now, but if you had got the perk, I already, I think last week, actually already started saying, well, we've got this ship available, and this captain, this film I'm writing right now, because we had Marcus recently for another DH shoot. So I said, here's a ship and a captain. This is the ship, because people often want their ship or their name, which is fair enough. Like but I said, this is the class of ship. You could take this perk right now and it'll be in the film. And I had actually 3 out of the 5 of 6 same day, like 3 hours later. This. So I had to pick which one I liked more, which is kind of charming. They were, which is great. I really appreciate that. So they're already in. Although one name a captain was really like okay. Oh, it was they wanted
Boaty McBoatface.
No, they want it to be, because I'm not, even though I do it, I'm not the biggest fan of having legacy named descendants, and they wanted Gary Mitchell's son or daughter, and like the chances of him having that is so low. I was like, I don't really want to. Can we do something different? Or like having a Pike. It's like, are they gonna be? I mean, I've got enough of those, right? Which is fine, but I've got plenty. But Nick, I want to show you. This is a fun one that you're going to like, but the fans here are going to love, because it's very much made literally for you guys. And this is funny, because I remember the day I had to lock this down and saying, right, we're not changing this. So this will never be reprinted, as in this is the version that we're going to have.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which you've never signed, because why would you? But this is the Ships of Trek Shorts poster, which is a unique perk, because it's such a thing for us. Where is it? It is, £15. There you go. That's digital and physical, so that's all you can get for cheaper. This is an add-on in every digital version. This is every ship, up to when we finished, to I locked it, this is every ship that appeared in Trek Shorts up to that point.
Coolio.
That would be expanded now, had we were doing another one. But you see, just got a Pro Star, so it's just off Project Reckoning. But everything is to scale, which for me was the sell. I can see that. Then you have things that are just like cool. Off the end, which I just, again, I find funny. But what does that say to you? Because it's such an unusual thing to have as a Trek fan.
That's pretty cool.
In scale, and all the hero models too, so you can appreciate the details.
I mean, even if you're not into Trek Shorts per se, that's kind of a cool poster to have if you're a fan.
Yeah,
like a Star Trek fan.
Who would have the Clump ship? Who would have Excelsior? Yeah, I think one's the BN Excelsior. Any sizes here that you're surprised about? Because it's all the true scales.
No, not really. No. Maybe the start. Maybe the is that Prometheus or
Daedalus? Yeah.
Daedalus, yeah. Maybe the Daedalus is bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Oh, it's freaking huge.
Other than that, not particularly.
The tiny Burrell just sort of sitting there. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and obviously if you get the digital, it's high res print. You get the physical.
Hmm.
Most people tend to say have me sign them, so I'm obviously open to signing. And it looks
Hmm.
better in person, I will say, because I think this is
I think it's
an
cool.
image I rendered at, gosh, like 12K,
Hmm.
like
Hmm.
because I wanted to like look in and be able to say all the details. It's really, really detailed. Flaws and all. Don't ask me where they are, but I know where the flaws are.
Are they carpeted?
Gotta make a carpet joke. Gotta make up. It's a valid
I mean,
joke.
the carpet. I'm totally over the carpet jokes, but that one kind of seemed appropriate there.
Ripped the carpet. Uh Neil's. Hey, Robert's back. Robert, do you have some questions for Nick? Because we've got a celebrity in our midst, Nick Cook
I'm not a celebrity.
of Starship Intrepid, the legend that
I'm
he
not a
is.
celebrity. I'm certainly not a legend.
Disagree. Neil says, "Hail Cannon." Yes, we do try and Alpha. It says, does a constellation class ever make an appearance? Oh, there is. I see it.
Yes.
Yes, the Indianapolis, Emma Thorne's ship. It is currently in 3 releases,
Mm,
maybe 4. Yeah, 4 just came out. Technically,
mm.
it's only in one a little bit, but yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I did the bridge for it. All that stuff's been built. Yeah, it looks lovely. It's really cool to see.
It does.
There's one shot of it firing top and bottom torpedoes, which is fun because you never see that,
That's
but
cool.
it can do it. Yeah, but in fact, you vamp talk about one of the films or something. I will find a poster about it.
Oh God. Well, I'm gonna have to leave in about 5 minutes, but before I leave, yeah, let's Ooh, ooh. So, what ship class is going to be featured in this film? Says Robert. Well, that's a good question. Since there are so many ships in so many films, pick a ship class. It's probably going to appear in one of the films somewhere. Um, yeah, we do all the ships. Well, that's possibly a slight exaggeration, but if there's a
Eh,
ship, Sam's probably used it to some extent.
yeah, why not? Am I right? But yeah,
Indeed.
I heard you start to say you have to go in a second. So what would be a sort of gentle plea in a sense for this campaign, and
My
why is it
gentle plea.
important? Because we're still a long way off. No backers, no
Well,
additional backers yet. But
as I said earlier, we are about to go into a dry spot for Star Trek again, which is sad. Maybe it's not sad for some people. We'll not go into that. But we're at a stage where we're going to 60th anniversary of Star Trek, and I feel like it's kind of up to the fans to celebrate it. Long way from home. Yeah. The first film with Nim. I really do think in a lot of ways it's up to the fans to make the 60th anniversary what it is, because I don't feel like the studio is gonna do much at this point. So, yeah, please support the crowdfunder because we want to be able to make more Star Trek. We want to be able to make more of these films, and we want to be able to bring them to you. And yet, we know that not everybody's going to love them. Um, that's not the point. The point is to try and tell interesting Star Trek stories in a Star Trek setting with Star Trek characters, and just have fun doing it and entertain some people along the way. And I think that's really what fan films are about. They're about getting back to that core of just telling good Star Trek stories. Um, yeah, so if you want to see more of that, please support the crowdfund because every penny genuinely does help with these things. Because as I said earlier, this is not a cheap hobby, and that's not a whinge. It's not a whinge. It's not a like, please help us out because we're so poor. We're not poor, okay? But we do not have the kind of disposable income we used to have a few years ago, and I know a lot of you don't either. But if you can spare a few quid, please do chip in because it really will be well used and it will be appreciated.
and obviously
That sounds less whiny.
it was fantastic. And the fact is, we could do these films on almost no budget,
Mhm.
but then they would be much slower to release to the point of really, and less
Yeah,
happening, and less people, and less time, and
yeah.
you'd feel the difference instantly. And so we could, but you don't want us to. At least for this
I
current
mean,
batch of
from
films.
yeah, I mean, from my own experience of making these films, I mean, I release a film every 3 years or
And
something.
go watch his last film.
Um,
I'll put the link in the chat because it is excellent, and everyone should watch it.
no, thank you. But yeah, I mean, maybe 3 years I can release a film, whereas Sam releases like one every 2 or 3 months, basically. Because he can concentrate the time on it because he has the well, he has previously had budget to do that, but if he doesn't have the budget to do that, I mean, it's just one of those things that he has to concentrate on other things. And I'm not going to get into whether that's a good or a bad thing, or here or there, because
No.
other people have feelings about that.
Good for the fans, enjoy it.
Yeah, and if you're the kind of person that enjoys this stuff and wants to see more, and you can support it, please support it. But these films will be released one way or the other, whether you personally support it or not. But if we can raise this money, it'll make a huge difference.
Yeah, it'd just be nice to do many of them. We know there's so many good stories that we've filmed, like fully filmed,
and it will take a lot of pressure off Sam.
Yeah. There's some some of your best work is yet to come. Some of your worst work is yet to come. Some really fun.
My worst work is always yet to come. I don't think a lot of people realize how much time and effort and work you put into these films, and it's pretty all-encompassing. A lot of it is, I don't want to say it's your life, but it's a pretty big chunk of your life. A lot of the rest of us just kind of dip in and out, but you kind of live this stuff. So, if people want to support you, want to see more of these films, by all means, please chip in, because Sam will appreciate it, and so will we, because we get to play in them.
I was saying earlier, I spent 2.5 hours yesterday just doing notes for a CG artist for the next version of the model.
Yeah.
And that was second day of doing that, because he's actually going very quick. So we're trying to block out something.
It is super time consuming. I spent all of Sunday doing sound effects for my next film. It's only a 5-minute film, so yeah.
Very time consuming. Yeah, and I do also want to say while you're hitting it, because you're like the famous legend that you are. Yes, take the cold front, Nick!
Please stop saying that. I'm not comfortable with things like that. Anyway, what was your point?
Fine, he's just handsome and sexy, okay? Jesus.
No. I'll take that. Some people do think I'm sexy, so
No, since while you're here, this is...
They're usually blind and have, dogs and canes.
Hey,
but,
somebody, am I right? No, while you're here, I want to put a formal quote-unquote thanks to CBS, Paramount, and whoever owns them currently, because what we get to do is absolutely amazing, and they've not said anything in 7 years, which is quite a long time. 40-something films later, they've had 36 days, whatever, to say anything about this campaign. For Farragut fellow stuff. Thank you for letting us do this stuff, because it's absolutely amazing.
I have always, and when people have asked me this, I've always had the same attitude. It's like, I'm grateful to the studio. They do not bother and I know some people like to say otherwise, but the studio does not care to bother us. They're not interested in shutting us down. They're not interested in harming fan films. They're not interested in limiting our creativity. Will that change someday? Maybe it will. I don't know. But at the moment, the people in charge have actually been pretty hands off. They're happy to let us play in the sandbox as long as we are respectful back to them, and I don't think that's unreasonable. But yeah, I, like you, am incredibly grateful that they turn a blind eye to what we're doing.
It's the same thing at the end of the day. There was a giant blip, and then not a jot or tittle since.
Yeah,
we're not subtle.
No, we're not. And they're kind enough to just let us be, which, I am incredibly grateful for, because I love doing this stuff.
And that's one thing I really appreciate, and you not so much, because it took you 3 years for us to make the last film, but going to a short form, removing that concept of spending 2 years on a big film versus somehow managing to release several in a year, really changed.
Oh, yeah, that is totally one of my regrets about a lot of this stuff, although, I've shot a couple of short films in the last couple of years, which are still kind of like trundling along in post-production work, but that's a whole other conversation. And one of the problems with, I get a lot of different people coming in and working on these films, and I really appreciate the amount of free time they give to me. They donate their free time to working on these films as a favor to me. I'm really grateful for that, but because they are working on it in free times, these are people with jobs and lives and families and careers, and they don't always have a lot of free time to work on these things, so they do it in their time, which is fine. And that's one of the reasons a lot of these things take so long. You have the advantage that you're doing a lot of that work yourself, so you're not waiting on other people doing it for you.
Yeah.
So it swings and roundabouts. There's no right or wrong way to tackle these things. I'm just grateful we get to do this, and I'm grateful to everybody that does actually contribute to these things, because whether it's, you know, one guy in his basement or like 50 of us contributing to one 5-minute film. You know, it's just great to see people working on these things and working together. And that's one of the things that I really like about doing these films, is that whole teamwork. And we, you know, it can be, I my films kind of get made because I want to make them, but that's not on me. I couldn't make any of my films without the other people that are contributing their time and effort and coming in. I mean, I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. It would be
Yeah.
impossible. Um, and because I have a lot of good people around me that do contribute their time and are so generous with it, I can make these films. These are people that I'm not paying. They come in partly out of friendship, partly out of they just enjoy doing the stuff. And we make these films, and that's just a lovely, lovely thing to experience and to feel. So being part of that is just a joy for me.
And you pop down to England and you film 3 films in a weekend, get
Yeah,
incredibly
because you're like
tired,
you're like an evil taskmaster, and yeah, evil
and
taskmaster.
suddenly invent these Nick Hunter plot lines. You're like, shit, I didn't know my character did this when I was young. Well,
Yeah.
let's think about that in future pieces of my own stuff. Because I mean, you've definitely been in more minutes of my content in the last. We're not released, but certainly filmed. I would say probably 2, if not 3 times as much.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, yeah, I would agree.
Feel very blessed to have given that opportunity to kind of spread thine wings.
Well, thank you. And anyway, on that note, I am going to have to sign off before my wife comes and throws something at me.
Well, hi to
But
her.
I will say hello.
Thanks for joining me, Nick. Appreciate you.
Not at all. Good to chat, and I'll speak to you later. I'll be seeing you in about a week anyway. So
you will. And the person who might have been in it never even bothered getting back to me, so I will ignore that and just do something solo with you.
well, fair enough.
Fair enough.
Okie dokie. I'll speak to you later.
Night,
Bye,
Nick.
everyone. Take care. Have a good evening. Bye-bye. Bye.
Oh, it's nice to, as in Nick's bit, to end on Nick being this. That was Nick Cook, everybody. The wonderful Nicholas Cook of Intrepid. So here I am again, guys. Now it's just me solo, so now I do need questions from the chat. And as I said, now's a great time if you can throw in even a $5 donation, because we can see it happen live. But Robert does say, I'm working on a fan alternate future book where besides Wattpad, which is... Oh, I don't have Wattpad. I would suggest picking anything up for people to read. I think people appreciate the work and effort. And yeah, especially if you're passionate about it, you put a lot of effort and energy into it. 100%. 100%. Hey, tell the Trekyards community and get it out there. But yes, we are... But yes, as I say, so there's a lot of perks that we offer in part of the campaign. Is so very, very essential. I did do the poll, like I said. Where's the poll? Where's the poll gone? Where is that? So I can reload that. There it is. Okay. So 22 votes. This was all or nothing campaign, which, I mean, you know, it is going to affect a lot of stuff if we don't get 100%. I will say that. A lot of faith on people to help us get there. I put in on this, so it's pretty meaningful. Pretty meaningful. And even like the tenner, you know, it'd be so nice to get to 7-8 today. So like $23 pounds. Someone could get us there right now. Just saying. We asked, go to donate, have donated, can't donate, sorry, won't donate. I'm thankful that only 5% have said they just don't or can't or won't donate to fan films. I appreciate. But 59% of you can't donate, which is 10 of you, which if 10 of you put in 5, even 5, right, 50 would jump it up to 7-8. 23% have donated, so that is 4 of you. Thank you so much. 14% will donate, which is one of two of you. I mean, everything's going to matter for sure. And it's tricky because, you know, perhaps I did too much, I invested too much, I worked too hard. I don't know. It's one of those things where you hope hard work pays off, you know? And it would be a shame to limit what I do so drastically if this thing absolutely fails. Now, not to say that we can't go for a smaller amount, but there's a reason for this. But let's show some of the posters, because I'm a big fan of poster art. In fact, let's see if I can full screen myself as well. Will it do it too? I wonder. It won't, but should I can clone it though? That. Okay, I can. Cool. So I can clone myself. Hello, me. Welcome me. Because I want to get more of the frame. Okay, let me extend. Oh, I'm zoomed in because of the other podcast. That makes sense. All right, here I am. There we go. There we go. All right. We're cooking with gas, as it were. And guys, any of you that might super chat as well, same thing. You could just you know, throw it in the old Kickstarter. Literally fives that up. Literally fives that up. Because I'm trying to do cool things for everybody. Alright, so this is the full screen experience. Oh dear. Well, I will just thank Nick, because that was very nice of him to pop in. Okay, so yeah, posters. Like, I'm very proud of what we do for Trek Shorts. So as we sort of showed a minute ago, we got a fan favourite back yesterday, which is signed by me, Dad, and Nick. Meeting of the Dauntless, and the Foley. Oh, there's a smudge of there's a smudge of pen on the bottom. That's a great. Go check out the film. It's a really fun release. This was this is a famous one. It is me, of course. Fly the Pro Star, the world's first Prodigy fan film, which includes an Emma signed as well. So we have got that ready to go, and that is Nick at the bottom. So it's full cast signed. Realize it, and this is whenever there's something like this, I always try and go the extra mile. So as you can see, the bridge actually has me standing up in it, as I am in the film. I mean, very hard to see, but I am there on the bridge. And what's nice about the posters is that I've not just done the released films, I've actually got all the unreleased films. As in, if we shoot them and are able to, we do that in advance. That one, Nim's favourite acting performance, Reality Burns. I do think I don't think this is. I think it's technically to scale, but the defiance closer to us. Signed by Nimran, Reality Burns, part of the Reality Trilogy. This is a spoiler one, so I won't show that. Now, this one is also a spoiler, but I raised money for this. This is a fun one. With a Commander Harriman, and there's Jazza. Enterprise D, that was a very special film to make. I've got two of these. Okay. I believe this is 2nd gen. Yeah, so I occasionally do second passes of posters if I want to improve them. This one is a refined version of the Tholian Gambit with my custom designed Tholian ship with a CGI upage on him that is signed by the whole cast. Again, how cool is that? I have even more of these because this is a long way from home, which is the first Trek short with poster art from Convergence, which was years earlier. This is actually kind of young them. How cute. That is a full cast signed. And actually, this one I double signed if I didn't see it. Oops. 2 signs by me. Oops. What's another? It's another really fun. I mean, I'm a big fan of this one. To Know Thine Enemy. Really hard poster to design this one. This one really, I like it a lot, but it was very difficult to design, to kind of show it all off. I mean, everything's to scale, but again, wrongly placed, as in camera. That's how my Nick and myself. I love the intrigued Nick. I'll do one of the unreleased, because actually you can get unreleased posters of unreleased films, I should say. This Hours to Doomsday, which is our 2022 raised money, which we filmed in 23. It's been fully filmed for a long time now. Yeah, when the E met the Doomsday Machine, and Marcus has longer hair. Hours to Doomsday, signed by the whole cast. I think I'm still using a Convergence picture of Nim, but yeah, all posters fully signed, ready to go. We worked really hard to have them in stock so that there isn't going to be this long delay. We've got the posters, we'll pick you out posters and then send them. I love that. And the more you get, the more bundle. Another thing I want to show off, what I'm really, really happy about. So this, I believe, is... let's check the chat. No one said anything. Well, 16 of you here. Say things. Say things. Hope this is interesting. Somewhat. So these I'm really happy I got, which actually, there's actually more signs on these sometimes because of they're easy to print out. There's a few limited editions in this as well. So this is they're add-ons for the most part. I think they're not standalone perks. They do come with bigger perks, but not standalones. These are some script. So what you get is the front page. That's the default perk. And it's a script header, which also includes the true, accurate when they were actually finished the script, which is kind of fun because if you get a script for films that come out yet, you'll see when the script was finalized, which the date's going to vary wildly from when the date of it being released, because that's how we do these things. But they're all signed by the full cast, and it was fun because we just had the amount of organization to get people to sign everything has been a lot. But I want to have these things ready to go. So if you want the full actual script, you can ask for that. They'll change how the postage, of course, but then we'll print out the full script. Spelling mistakes and all, you're welcome. But yeah, for the most part, this you get the signed header. Easy to transport. Because in theory, we can send you that, and you can print the script yourself if you really wanted to, or get it done here. Yeah, we've got for not every film. That's a long story. We've got a whole batch of scripts. Seen Lost in the Void, Time Heist, and that's a fun one. That's a really special one. And that one's starring Nick, Nim, and Emma. That's a really good film. That is the it's the Vija film. We did reveal that. Really fun film, this one. And Icarus Instant with Alexa Brown with her rare sign. Finished that script April 2022. So yeah, script's ready to go. Like ready to go. Loads of perks for all sorts of people. Just ready to go and be enjoyed right away, kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, we worked really hard on this. Grant, hey, hello Grant. I can't donate this time, but I was very happy donating last time. So I have a poster placed in the tube shipped to me to preserve it for a long time. Well, Grant, obviously I know you. Appreciate it for speaking up. Obviously, you helped get us this far, right? That's how we got here. But maybe you can help on Patreon at some point. That would be cool. What's probably going to happen, Grant, is that this is hopefully going to get 100%. And then we'll be doing a separate GoFundMe for the new films, Eretha Khan stuff. So there'll be chances later on this year to try and help us to get past that. And that's great because you can do, any amount on those, and there'll be much smaller amounts. We're trying to do for everything in one go. It hasn't quite worked, but we'll see. But yes, again, like I say, everyone that donated previously is the reason we got to 40 films, and we have more to make. Oh my god, we've got 2 back-to-back things that are happening. One is great and one is not. Do I start good or bad news? I'll start good news. Mark Lawrence, $5. Do the scripts have all typos included? Yeah. I wouldn't be faithful if they didn't, right? That would be boring. You can't have You gotta live the experience with the cast and see what was cut. You know, not like a lot of stuff is ever cut, like very, very little. But a couple of things. Yeah. There'll be a couple of small mistakes probably. And Trekyards. Who's that guy? What kind of setup is that? Is this? It's me. It's me. That's a double me, because one of me isn't enough. Well, I guess in theory I could also be. I could be both. Aha. Who needs Stuart? I could just be both. There we go. Perfect. Much better. There we go. A much better episode we've got now with 2 versions of me. There we go. We're cooking with gas now, and we have one's a close and one not. Ridiculous. But yeah, we've got all these cool films. I mean, look at the digital sets, right? I was astounded when I made that. Astounded when I made that image. Just the fact that we had all that ready to go. And that TOS one was, I mean, I finished. You know, every time I do a new film or have to make a new film, I try and either trigger the need for something to be finished, or do something that's a variant or something new or whatever. And so this last film needed both the Stranger Worlds and the Connie. And so I really had to like finalize and get the TOS 60s one that we'd had upgraded done. That's a really nice image. I'm really happy with that actually. And totally nice that the Stranger Worlds one was just like, whoa. So I've used 4 different TOS sets in my CG time. But I'm really happy with Adrian's custom rebuild with all the curves. Yeah, feels really good. Just feels really good. And I mean, just the variety, just absolutely amazing. That's not working. Interesting. Because what's your those that can remember, what's your favorite set we've done? You know, what's your favorite thing that you've seen us make set wise? Because there's so much variety across all the areas, across the teams. It's like cornucopia. It's real, you know, variety is the right word of things that we've done. And across the years, and stuff you've never seen interacting with each other, stuff you've never seen out of its own context. You know, if we ever did a cage set or whatever, you know, you'd have that vibe. Yeah, all sorts of cool stuff. And there's the gosh, what a special day that was to get everyone. Very expensive travel and such, everyone together, but really, really special day to have us all together. Just the energy, the vibe, the chemistry was really on fire. Really, really special. And this is why I mentioned about the stretch goals. You know, there's a reason for this, and I carefully crafted these. You know, 12,500 is the base goal, which is the really important base goal. Well, thanks, Robert. Appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. But yeah, you've got the stretch goals were there very intentionally. The first stretch goal was 16,000 over the 12.5, which means we actually can finish the investment for the films we had this year. As you can see, her uniform was part of that. And other things where there's a film that's either fully shot, partially shot, or something. There you go. There you go, he's back. Partially shot or something. And one prop, one costume is needed to finish it, and that's pretty much the status quo on that. But that can't come at the cost of other things, etc. Hello. I'm a Canadian. Hello. 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 I'm a signed Canadian. Yes. 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 So that was the first stretch goal. And it's it's funny because if we don't get that stretch goal, which that'd be interesting if we did, those films are still going to linger, right? And it's doubly sad because the hairs are changing length, the age is increasing, stuff like that. Stretch goal 2 was 20,000, which was 7.5 more. That will actually let us do the whole year. The 6 months we had planned. Yeah, that was the plan for that. We still would need to raise that going forward. The 25,000, which was another 5 jump, was actually going to have us do all 26, invest in things to finish. Everything was lingering, and really just push forward and not think about it for another 6 to 8 months. Boy, this graphic, so much time and effort to do these. You sort of forget the old effort of all this. Let's do a refresh. Did we get 70 backers? We did not still. Because I'm right here. Anybody? Oh my god. Oh god. Olivia used her second day of having it, Olivia? You already used it? Bow down, Sam. I now outrank you. But when is the Jewess making an appearance? Yeah. That is in more than one film. The film... Do I have the... I have the shot. It is in... It's in... Gosh, well, I have a poster for it. Let me show you which... scripts. I know which film it's in because I made the shot. Yeah, the Julius. No shocker what that's named for. Is in... And I find the... Oh, it's this one. No, this one's some stuff. I'm looking for Silent Pain of War. A lot of films prepped. A lot of posters prepped. Oh my god. Nope, that's different film. There it is. Yeah. The yeah, Julius is in this film. I think it's either the first or second shot of this film. And I put in another film as well, but I can't remember which one because it's a different film that's made. It's in this film. Silent Pain of War. It's the establishing shot, which is cool. Lingering establishing shot as a dialogue is something along the lines of my character's assigned DS9 finally, as in finally, that we know he's been there for a while, but we don't know in the sense that it hasn't happened yet for him then and there. Where is the link? No, it's a filmed film. You know the film's been released. Yeah. It's one of the longer films. That's why it's taken longer to make, because the short ones came first, and then the project cancelled, and then, I've had reactionary films, Olivia, you know that. Films that come out in a month because reasons, as in, the reasons are there. Yeah, that film, it's in Defiant for the most part. I've got all the sets built. Yes, all sets built. Haven't textured, I can't say what. Haven't textured that set yet. Do I get the bridge remastered or not for it? That is the question. Technically there's a scene in it that... Well, I could do that round. Oh, I hadn't thought of doing that round. There's a character that is meant to be shot in America. And they never did. For various reasons. It's in the middle, in the messel, I can say that. Yeah. Stuart Foley said, now, Stuart, are you here or are you here? Does that mean you want to join? Well, not want to join in. Are you asking to join in? Are you back from your thing, Bob? You can interview me for the last half an hour if you want. Ha 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 ha. No, it doesn't. And Mark did say about the scripts. Yes, some of them have a lot of laughs. Yes. My bloopers? Look, I write big scripts in not a lot of time, and considering how many words there are there, they're quite refined considering what's in them. It's not like they're strewn with them. And sometimes they're written in, a couple of days to then film not long after that. So it's quite a tour de force. But yeah, perk-wise, I definitely... I mean, I said before, I would definitely recommend... Because that's the thing, there is the option that's in the fine print, but... Oh, where's a Stuart film? So there is a fine print in it that you can actively ask for a film. Doesn't mean you'll get the film, but you can ask for a certain film versus having random. So those are Trekyards fans. And remember, all stuff is limited, right? There's not like there's you know, a lot of everything. So I would recommend everyone who's here. I mean, just in general. I mean, it'd be nice to get one backer during this campaign. But I recommend everyone that's here go ahead and get the 5 character cards, which is £15, $20. And if you message the campaign, we can make sure you get a Captain Foley signed with the 5. With 4 random and then Foley, but we've got enough Foley to make sure all Trekyards people get one. So if you want limited edition Stuart merch, 15 of you here, let's assume 10 unbackers. £15, not a lot of money. So you can tell us, and you can get a Foley. Let's pick another 5 or 4 random ones. What can people get? Because it is absolutely wonderfully random. They could get a... Oh, there we go. A K. K Prodigy. Oh, a Nim as Keely. We just saw that. And that's a specific... Every hairstyle is represented with that. Ridiculous with it. Oh, yep. Sam Harriman as David Harriman. Yep. And that's the 4th random one you could get. Anne Keller as Flashback Joan Keller. All signed. Huzzah. And there's so many fun variants in this. I just like one-offs. Oh, yes. This is my favourite bit. This is, like I said, part of the randomness of it. We have a special guest star in Trek Shorts. Besides Stuart Foley. And he was very kind to sign some of these for us. So you yourself might be able to get with that signed character card perk set. The limited edition. Grathar signed character card. Grathar as Grathar, because he doesn't want to change his name. So it's like the artist form as Grathar. Do you want to get a Grathar signed card? They're right here. We love Grathar. He's been in 2 different films. Yes, 2 released films. He's been in more. He was with Stuart in the past one time. Well, no. Well, no. It's Grathar's past, Stuart's future. No. Both their pasts, but Stuart's future. Yeah. So yeah. So you might get a Grathar, a very limited Grathar signed, and a Stuart signed. Only 15 quid. It's right there. Oh my god. Sci-Fi Guy is also claiming Foley. So do you want your own signed poster art? You could get it, Sci-Fi Guy. And Olivia gives $2. I am number 70. What does that mean? Hey, Maze is here. Like I said, if anyone wants... Oh, we did get a backer. We did it. We did it, guys. We did it. We did it. Thank you. I was hoping to get 1. We've upped the number. Let's see who we teased for something. And you get a live... Well, I mean, I want to give you a live shout out. Because it all absolutely matters. As you guys know, 70 is such a good number as well. Ah, there we go. Literally, we teased her. Okay, well, I mean, I'll know... I'll know that you want a Stuart one. Do you want the shout out? Who's here in the chat? Do you want the shout out? Oh, you... Right! It makes sense now. Right, I didn't know what you meant. There we go. Oh, Stuart. No, Foley's a great design. He's you know, medium sized and great hair. Yeah, well, there you go, Olivia. See, that makes more sense now. There we go, Olivia. You'll get a signed Stuart Foley, and 4 other random ones. That's awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah. Is there anyone you would like? That's a bit of a bit of a what do you call it? Bit of a setting expectations. Is there any ones you'd like to get? Because like I said, it's kind of like Pokemon cards, right? You kind of like, for example, we have like that hair variant we just saw in the latest film. We got Cam, even he signed, so you can get a Cam version as well. Like, we really, I mean, I put a good chunk of money and a good chunk of time into getting these signed and ready, so the variety is really wonderful. You know, my granddad and Rathakan, that was fun. This one's unsigned yet, but I will get it signed at some point. I even made sure to get the Prodigy bad guy versions signed with a custom con symbol at the back. So it's technically this is Alexa playing bad, but that is Alexa as bad. And I know we have the Nick bad somewhere in this rather elaborate. Yeah, wonderful variety. Yeah, I'm glad to see I'm sending out more things. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm gonna give bonus little things to people who we know. Let's be brutally honest, because we appreciate everybody. I will say though, with 27 minutes to go, we're £8 away from 7,800. There's 12 of you here. If someone wants to give £8, that'd be so nice to get live on stream. £8 we can get to that. Would be such a nice thing to get to goal-wise. Olivia, you can't have it yesterday. It's not how that works. But yeah, are you interested in getting? I mean, would you be happy with anybody? But getting a Nim, getting a Marcus, getting a Grathar. That's a spoiler. Can't do that one. Yeah, but there's a Stuart one. Yeah, can we get 71 backers and 8? That'd be nice if we got on the stream. Just saying. But let's talk about some specifics here. Now this is doing a screen share. Let's talk about a few things to kind of show off to people, because you get things for the support. Let's see. Is there anything exclusive I can show right now? Probably yes. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. In the old buffer. I'll show you this one. This is it's a fun teaser. Let's make it so it's more aptly sized for the left and right. And this is an example of, you know, I'd like showing canon that you never see. Yeah. As you do. Olivia, I know all goes with Kickstarter. At the end of the campaign, it asks for posted information. It calculates it based on where you are, and the address will come with that. So that all comes after. Which is why I always say, if you're already getting one thing of postage, get more things, because then the postage all sort of combined versus a brand new thing. But these are really small. So if you just get one of these, that should be pretty cheap. Jay, who is Grathar? So Grathar is a sentient AI who is a real menace in several films. He was developed by an alien race. I must have a render of Grathar that's accessible. He was invented by an alien race. He was discovered on a planetoid, and he has been a real menace in 2 different films, with more to come. Do I not have a render of him in a film? Maybe I don't. But yeah, he was just in a recent film, and the joke of that film is that he's in the brig the whole time, because Grathar is very powerful and very dangerous, although he is not feeling the best. And that is a giant plot point. But he's a giant... He's a human-sized AI box. And he is a bit of a dick. And that is the great joy of Grathar. He kind of writes himself, not literally, but he It's a very strong personality. And there's a picture of Marie in that film. Where's the Grapthar shot? Where be the sentient AI? Oh, there he is. And what's great is that because the fully CG character, he I mean, I just look how cool that looks. I'm really happy. I mean, I don't tend to release things I'm happy, but I'm really pleased with how the brig turned out. I always quite like that set for whatever reason. Bit depth of field. Yeah, and Grapthar is actually visible on the wall of AI in Lower Decks. And Marie, I asked her to pick whatever design she liked. She picked one randomly. Matt Boardman built and textured her, did a phenomenal job, and he's been a real menace to various people. Great character. I really like writing for Grapthar. Yeah, Jay Moore. Yeah, he's just like with Lower Decks. There's multiple AIs in boxes in the show, and we wanted to we did for our Lower Decks film. We wanted to reference Lower Decks as the concept in the show, and so Grapthar because Grapthar's hammer, as Stuart May joked to earlier. Just that's a fun reference, and it's just such a great name. And then I was writing him, and he has such a voice to him, just the vibe. And I made the post-credit sequence with Stuart in it, so that you know, he could do more. And I've written him a few times since. And he's really fun to write. Jay says, are pounds weighed in stone or are stone weighed in pounds? No, it makes sense. Lol. Pounds are the money, and pounds are pounds, as in pounds of weight. Are stone weighed in pounds? I think. Well, stones are a stone is an accumulation of pounds, right? Like 100 is still 10 tens. Mark Lawrence, any Galloway Conundrum, a card of various Roman iterations? No, actually. I hadn't even thought of that, as in, because they're not really characters in it. As in, they don't have any speaking lines. There is, obviously, Galloway. Gosh, ugh, that'd be a nightmare. But there is Lee Galloway cards. If you have to do more Roman stuff, I'd probably do, like, if there's a Roman character, I would do that, which would be funny. You know, Stephen Cockings as Germanicus Imbracus as a Roman guy. That would be funny. I do agree. That would be kind of funny. Well, hey, that's the problem, Mark. We want to do more films, but we need funding to do them. To do things like bringing just randomly a Roman version of Dad in as a character. That's great. That could be great. But we can't do it where we are now with funding, so... But yeah, here is a fun shot from a short that is fully wrapped. Just needs to be edited. And it's a shuttle pod next to a Buster. So you've never seen before. How cool is that? We've got 37 votes in the poll, which is fantastic. We have 65% unfortunately can't donate, which is sad, because even £2 is going to add up. It is sad. I mean, we might not watch fan films, but still 5% say just won't donate. 14% have donated, and 16% will donate, which is going to be 3 or 4 people. So that is tremendous. So thank you, and I hope people can follow up on that before the end of the day. Olivia with $5 says, I weigh £300. If I paid £50, do I then weigh 250? I mean, I think there's only one way to know. I think there's only one way to find. If you want to put 50 in on the Kickstarter, that might help. In that, I don't know. Only one way to find out. Goodness. I mean, don't tease me. That'd be a lot. What would you get for that? Oh man, yeah, you should definitely if you're going to do that, you should get the by 60. But yeah, I would love to have one of these, the full cast signed. Like, I wish all the regulars on Trekyards would get some of these special limited perks. Oh, wait, you can't see it, can you? Because the... Oh, you can. Yeah, I really want... I'd love all of you to be able to get this just on a personal note. Because it's a combination of my work, doing this, being able to offer cool things. You know, it's got me, it's got Marie, it's got Nim, like all the cast. I would love to think that, you know, all the regulars would get this. I'm sure Mark will get one anyway. You know, Olivia and Classic. I'd love to think all of you would get this just for the pure fact of having this really cool limited merch. That'd be cool. I'd love to think that. But, you know, this is a bad time to do it. And I don't know if we're going to do... I don't know how many of these we'll do with perks as options, because this is a whole different set of problems to have. So I would... Yeah, if you're going to get it, really do get it. I think it's tremendously worth it. I love this perk. It's a really great post-star. But Jay says the best the ambassadors ever looked. Hey, thanks, man. I try and do that. I try and do stuff like that for the fans, obviously. And it's fun to play with scale, right? Well, playing with scale, there's from a film we released. With Matt Borman's, well, beautiful work for both shuttles, but yeah. Where often you find the Burrell feels dangerous. And just, yeah, the fact that I was able to get and build and have done this Subject 5 shuttle. Because the fact is, this is a TNG era film, right? And it could be the TNG shuttle. That makes more sense. But just the fun factor of seeing this shuttle fly is the value of Trek Shorts, right? It's doing something else that's unusual to bring that bit of extra life. Even if it's not your favourite ship, the extra vavavoom of seeing it. And the next shot is, again, playing with scale. Wonderful texturing with both. Just really, really, just fantastic. I can tease this from an up-and-coming film. I believe that was a donated name for a film. Yeah, Earhorn. Yeah, that was a fan-sponsored name of ship. That, I believe, lovely from the scout ships. I wish you'd use more because they're really cool, actually. Again, donate, you'll see more things. Yeah, that one is a... It's not a flashback, but it's a cutaway. There's more than one shot of it, I can say that. Oh, it's a past ship. Yeah. Forgot about that. But yeah, there's a beautiful steam runner. There you go. And there's the Butte. The USS Foley. A Foley class. Always a dream. Always a pleasure to work with this wonderful ship class. I will say that because, you know, we love the model, we love the Stuart. It's a rather high detail, high end model, and so I will say this. And there is an action in a film that's rather good. I like that film. No, the Foley's funny because I obviously want, every time it's on screen, I want to give Stuart the absolute best of the ship I can do. So I do a bit higher on the settings. But I actually do, because in TNG and with models, you would break down a ship into what you call light passes, where you turn off all the elements of the ship except that bit. And by doing that on a camera where you can control the motion, you're able to overlay them back on in a full controlled way. And a lot of artists will just do, which is fine, will just do the main ship with all the glows. And they'll obviously be there, but they won't be separate, they won't be controllable, modifiable. So for Foley, I go out of my way, I will say that, to render it 2 full times per anything, which is so double the rendering. And normally I do the glows in 4K because glows tend to be the smaller details. So the one hero pass, called Foley-Hero, which is the 3 lights make up the main lighting of the scene, the high light, the fill light, and then a secondary light to kind of give some extra pop. You can kind of tell it's, or plant light in this regard. And the second version of the shot I will render with all of the glows as separate layers, all of them. So I can do 8 at a time, so I do all 8, or do 8 parts of the ship uniquely, down to the smallest details, so that when I do the shot in the final, I have most control, and I can make the photo look as good as possible. So all 8, and that literally doubles the rendering time for that ship in any film. Literally double. In fact, often more because of the 4K-ness. So that is, we love the Foley class. We want to celebrate it, and that's what the Foley gets, is double the work in that regard. But yeah. Oh, you move off for 1 second, and you get some people. Oh, we got past 7-8, guys. We got past 7-8. How absolutely wonderful. What did we... Who can I shout out? Oh. I'm not seeing your names, but I feel like I can shout you out because you guys are amazing. Christian Montgomery went for... I can show them talk out loud. He went for the physical and digital version of the poster of this, the Ships of Trek shorts. Thank you. Amazing. I love this poster. This will be the limited run of this version. And probably for next year's 27 campaign, I'll do an entire different poster, which will have all the new ships. But because of the sizing, everything will be much smaller. So this is the only version of this we're going to do. It kind of locks in time. But yeah, really happy with this. And there'll be a load more ships. I mean, that'll be a lot more work, actually. And some bigger ships as well, which will have to mean the whole thing will be much smaller. Like, I mean, let's be honest, the Burrell, you won't even see the Burrell, it's how big. But yeah, beautiful. Now, you have to tell me this either in the chat or... There we go. Do you want this signed? Is the question. We offer that. If any poster I can sign. I mean, hell, I can get it if you want. If you want, I can work. It's entirely up to you, right, Miss Montgomery? If you want me to get signed by me /dad /Marie, or none at all. Stuart's a bit far, obviously, but I'm happy to get one personalised, custom for you. All the regulars, I would like to get something. But yeah, let me know if you'd like. Do put it as a message on the Kickstarter. But yeah, if you want to get like a properly custom one-off version, let me know. I really like this poster. It's one of my favourite ones I've done, because who the hell puts a sonar ship on a poster, right? I love it. And there's some really weird ships that'll be in the next version. Like the other Tholian ship that we have that Stuart knows about. God, it's going to be such a busy poster, my God. Absolutely. Well, okay, send a message to the Kickstarter, because you're now an official backer. Thank you. You have your own information. If you send a note... if I can also make a note for you, but do send the page a note, or but I can make a note. I don't know if I can do that. He would like the poster to be signed by me, Dad, Marie as a bonus. Now, would you like it personalised or just signed? Additionally, let me know. And the second backer, which again, every single one of these matters. So that's, I mean, you can tell my enthusiasm, obviously. The other backer I did see, but I want to double check, confirm. Did get us past 7-8, which is really, really fantastic. Was our good friend Cat Boots. With no reward. You can get a reward. You know, you can get a... I mean, thank you. 10 does whatever. Does all help. But, you know, I guess technically it's higher for the digital of this. I mean, there are a few digitals that... So you could have got the Lieutenant Junior the same money, but thank you. I mean, that's, you know, every single one is incredible and it's absolutely needed. Just on is fine. Okay, thank you so much. Next time you can get personalized. Okay, I'll finish the note. Not personalized. That'd be a one-off then. That'd be a one of one. Beautiful. Appreciate you all a lot. Haven't quite got to 63%, but I'm really happy to get past 78 because it's a slow and steady, but it all mounts up. For me. Beautiful. That is lovely. No, seriously, appreciate you guys and Olivia and all the peeps who are here. So a few more minutes. Let me show off some other things. That's out of the Foley, which I absolutely love working with. There's a beautiful model that Matt Boardman textured. Really nice ship model. Yeah, these are giant spoilers. These are really... Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, Olivia, you're still here. Olivia, holla. Olivia, let me know. Apparently I already prepped something for you, but I didn't know. Olivia, let me know. If you are here, let me know. This is just, well, it's not just for you. Everyone else can enjoy it, but it's just for you. Olivia. Do you guys have the thing which is come on down? No, yeah, it's Wheel of Fortune. You must have it. It's your thing. Something, something. Come on down. Olivia, are you here? Let me know. And then come on down. Hi, there we go. Olivia. Yeah, I actually had this already prepped from a, I guess it was an interesting shot. Yeah, there you go. That's the shot. That's the finished shot from the film. I guess spoiler. Yeah, that's the first shot of that film that I talked about. But it's so funny because I look at that and it's great, but I moved over to Octane now, so I might know to remaster it because I'm an idiot. Just to improve DS9 and we had different DS9 model. And Julius, I could redo the. God damn it! I might have to redo this shot again for 15 hours of rendering. God damn it. Well, you'll get both shots anyway. I'll email them when the film's out. But there she is. I'll zoom in because of the compression. But yeah. Yep, there she is. Gosh, I mean, I probably did this shot, well, a while ago, but yeah. Been done. Oh. Okay, can I make a joke out of this? Probably. $5. I want a signed photo of you so I can have something for my dartboard. But you know what's funny though? You say that. I have a lot of goddamn posters. Hold on. Too many posters apparently. Because I find it's literally one in a haystack, isn't it? Oh, actually, okay. 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 Okay, tell you what. Hello. Yeah, sci-fi guy. I know. It's that's the problem with all of us, right? That's what we're all finding, which is why it's a terrible time, but also why I had to do it. I mean, hey, if something happens in the next 18 days, we're obviously gonna say at the last day, it's like if we don't make the 100%, then that's it, right? So hopefully in the last day, people might say, "Oh, just 5 can help," kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, enjoy the films; they're for everybody. But I will say, Olivia, that a challenge to you, my good lady, if you get the $20 3 posters, and they'll be the same postage as the other one, so you kind of like one postage. I will custom get printed for you 3 films where my character is a primary character. I think there's and I will custom some just to you from me. So just me ones, and then you can use them as dart practice. So they'll be custom made for you, personalized if you want. Because look at that. Put that on the wall. You can say, do you want a dart? Do you want to put a dart at the old or young me? There you go. So if you do the £20 posted right on ×3, I'll put a note just for me ones, and I'll custom make them for you, so you can throw darts at my face. Do I have solo films I could do? Yes, I challenge you, Olivia. Thine challenge has been thrown. Yes. Get that and I'll make all 3. Because how cute is young me, right? He's a cutie. He's an absolute cutie. Did I do another film with mostly just me in it? I don't know. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, Rathakan me. Yeah, that's the me. I don't have the poster for that, but I will. Yeah, okay. So it would be these 2. So Prodigy, Card era, and then Rathakan era me, and that poster is very similar to this thumbnail. So that will sort of be. I challenge you. I'll probably throw in some bonus ones too if you wanna go for that perk. I'll make a note. I mean, yes. It's fine. Just go in tubes. Hey, I'm not that egregious. What do you mean? It's so mean. It's so mean. What's fun about this poster in particular? So I'm a big stickler for scale on these things, as you guys know. One of the fun things I did for this one in particular was I actually did all the shuttles seen in the film at the correct scale, which is just silly because they're so small in the poster, but it's so interesting perspective-wise, like what they actually are scaled at. So yeah, that's my double Easter egg on that one. So yeah, Olivia, if you want to put in the 20, I'll get you 3 customs. Custom made, just for you. You can throw Don't Want to. And that'll take us up to 7837, which would be a nice number. It's very like 7 of 90 number, isn't it? Yes. Well, thanks, Montgomery. Have a lovely dinner. Well, 2 minutes. If anyone want to get a last minute shout out, because I'll be here. A couple of minutes. There's 11 of you here. Any last minute? Want to, even like a $5? That was a fun one. I did the merchantman right at the last minute. I'm like, oh, we can add that. Let's just do that. You know, because I tend to do the extra details if I can. There's the beaut. There is the beauty. But yeah, any final Kickstarter donations to get perks, right? Get Stuart sign perk, you can get a me sign perk, you can get a Gradthar sign perk, a Sean Ferrick sign perk, a Marie sign perk. Some good stuff. And I'll finish the poll as well. 5 hours ago, 39 votes. I appreciate 15 of you. Hopefully they're not people who have donated today, otherwise that will be less exciting in the sense of not people to come. But I said, are you going to help the Kickstarter? Can you help? Still 5% say won't donate. Fair enough. 64% say can't donate, which again is a shame because even £5 will absolutely add up. But obviously respect, we'll do what we can do. 15% have donated and 15% are going to donate. So appreciate everybody and anybody. And that's a beautiful Foley. That actually looks great. Really pleased with how that looks. These are all spoilers. These are all spoilers. This was a nice one I did. Kind of a unique perspective kind of thing. But this is the original. I love how I can see these things. That's the original version of the bridge, which I much improved since, which I've had some lovely compliments on. Gosh, it's fun to see the early versions that I took reference from. But I've improved so much since, because of course I have. That's a spoiler. That's a well, not a spoiler. That's Prodigy. That's sort of Prodigy. This was a nice example of, again, fan named. The Tricolor. Which I actually use more than once now because once I establish a ship, yeah, I think Tricolor is actually a hero ship in another sequence. I think. I know it's in another film. I think it's in 2 films actually. I think that's a moment like. So it's the Tricolor. That's such a cool sounding name. I believe that's just the same ship we saw previously. Yeah, this is a real bad day for the cast and crew, and that is, I think that's the Gallant. I think that's probably the Gallant model. Oh goodness. I'll end on this to show the attention to detail that we do here at Trek Shorts. So this is a gorgeous Pro Star model, thanks to Nick and I did the texturing. I'm very proud of what Nick did. I mean, absolute star. We have a bridge, which is designed to fit in the ship. Doesn't make sense, probably. And what's really special about this is that you have to do the ship separately, the planet separately, the stars separately, right? But then you cut to the inside. The project, first I have to see the insides, right? And shit. It means that I had to match every single shot. And this was so wonderfully annoying, right? That is Emma and Alexa. That's Alexa in her... She's sitting down in her evil uniform from the show. That's Emma in a Prodigy, and I custom did uniforms for this. And you can see Alexa actually sit down in the shot, which is super cool. And I was like, I mean, you have to see it. And it's so small in frame, but you do need it. There's another shot where... Actually, I mean, I haven't done it yet. Have I done it? No, I haven't. It's a really amazing part of it, Prodigy. No, I must have done it. Wait, what? Have I done it? No, it's episode... Oh, it's episode 10, that's why. There's a really fun sequence where we see another bridge on the Pro-Star Bridge. I know I don't know. And to see because it's in the show, right? They can do that. And in the first 5 episodes, we see the TNG helm and ops be put together. And that was really fun to include on the just to move the geometry. And I believe in the actual episode of Prodigy, I actually swapped between the details mid shot, which is really fun. I mean, annoying as hell, but fun, right? So it'd be fun to see other set pieces exist because it's all interchangeable, right? But every shot I've had to match the person in the frame. It's a whole thing, but I love it. It's a whole thing. I put work in. But I did see Mark Lawrence, another $5. He said, how have your interviews been going? Pretty well. Oh, Gorgonzola. Can someone contact you for a contribution and a poster that is otherwise paid then with a credit card over Kickstarter? Do you mean the credit card won't work on Kickstarter? I mean, I'll always accept like people can just ask for perks outside of Kickstarters. They all support the channel, right? Or support Trek Shorts. But what do you mean exactly? Do you mean the Kickstarter won't support the credit card? Because, hey, every donation is going to make a difference, so please, let's talk about that. Mark Lawrence, yeah, $5. Thanks so much. How the interview's been going? Yeah, well. Reached out to many a podcast. I got not many replies, which is, is what it is. All I can do is try. But I really enjoyed the... Oh, gosh. Let me make sure I get the... Let me actually say who I've been supported by. Let's have a look. I've been posted about them and some really interesting conversations. I've really enjoyed them. I think I've done 3. Done 3? So I was on the Yes, I've done 3. Okay, good. I was really trying to think there. Oh, the first one didn't get posted. Oh, that's weird. So the first one was... God, I'm sucking right now. And they're all very different as well, which I will say, which I appreciate because they've all had really good questions. So the first interview I did was with the Boost and Signal podcast, which was absolutely fantastic. Super good questions, really good banter. I really like that. Let me find... I don't have the interviews up. I can post those links. Give them a watch. Yeah, there it is. So I was on the Boost and the Signal. Go watch that. Absolutely fantastic. Really liked meeting him. I was also on the... Gosh, I was on the Hailing Frequencies Open show, which was again great. Really like those people. I've probably talked more than the first one, which was great, as in they just sort of let me go. And that was fun because they loved uniforms. And so I was able to talk about that extensively, which was really, really interesting. And Mark could comment on that, so you did see that. Go check out that podcast. Great vibes. We've got a special bonus thing coming out with them tomorrow. And then I also did a Stargate-ish
Making
themed,
tax digital.
that's an ad, on the Side Trek show, which again also my partner's commented on. That was a very long podcast. That was actually live. And that is a Side Trek, and that was great because I give so many Stargate, like I never talk about Stargate, loads of Stargate information, loads of teasers, loads of stuff. It's long, it's 2.5 hours, but it's really intense with information on the Stargate side of what we do, which is quite a lot. And Gorgonzola said, "Are you not having a credit card at all?" Ah, okay, yes. Oh, have a good one, Donnie. Appreciate you. Well, not having a credit card is, I think there are various ways to go on Kickstarter. Let me look, because of course, if you want to donate, obviously that would be superb. Let's see if we can find. So I'm sure they give options. And everything matters. I mean, it must be not just credit card, logically. I mean, I've done things like PayPal before, not necessarily for this, but I'm seeing what I can do. So, let's see. How I pledge. You've got to make an account. That's not ideal. Can you donate on Kickstarter using a debit card? Yes, so you can use a debit card. They're processed like a credit card. I assume you have a debit card because life. So don't need a credit card. Debit card's absolutely great. Won't be charged until the end of the campaign. As we said many times before, Gorgonzola, the perks designed that the higher you go, actually the more you get. Notably, we really escalate. I also said anybody that wants to pledge for the character card sheets. I'm such a fan of these. It's like Pokemon cards. If you pledge for a bundle and message me, or pledge right now, and I'll make a note, and let me know what I signed. We only have like a few of these Foley cards. I will absolutely add that to the batch, so you get one. Same thing with the posters. Trekyards fans get some priority access. I think that's fair to say because you guys are the best. So if you let me know a specific film you want, we can sort that. So yeah, debit card absolutely fine. Does debit card work? Gosh, lunch. Donnie, what time? I mean, I know you've gone now, but so late to have lunch. It's so late. But yeah, I mean, seriously, obviously, thank you everyone who put in today. I was, hoping a few would, so thank you so much. It's a long way to go, and it is, it's a lot. It's mentally draining. And it's exciting, right? It's you're putting yourself out there to try and do cool things. I'm hoping a few people will throw in some big amounts. There's so many good perks. Oh, Olivia. Oh my! If you're still here, I'm sure you're listening on the side monitor. You should really get a. I could tell them to prep this. You should totally go in. I mean, they're so inexpensive. You should go in for the video call in character. I mean, it's not a call. I don't know why I call it video call. Video message. Why have I call it a call? Excuse me. You should get the video message in character. It's basically the cameo. It's a cameo, as in like the service. So you can get one of the cast talking to you in character. So imagine Nim being like, Olivia Julius, I hear you're a Trekyards moderator. What the hell's Trek? That could be a lot of fun. I recommend everyone get that. I mean, I don't want to say I'll do them because that's a lot of. I'd rather be directing them. And also, I don't know how Dave's different to me, but I suppose you could technically get me doing that. Marie would be cuter, obviously, but Marie's great. In character though, in character. And Mate says good evening. Is that goodbye or hello? But yeah, Gorgonzola, you can do debit card. Please do, obviously. But we can do PayPal, something more private, obviously. It's a separate thing. We'll be offering that. And it's Stargate Atlantis. Yes. Yeah, we've got a few Stargate things planned, filmed. Okay, I'll Maze, just for you. just for you, I'll show something I showed in the podcast because obviously I showed it. This is a Stargate teaser. What do I show? What do I show? Because yeah, at the end of the day, everything funds everything else in the abstract, right? Unless there's specifically a film specifically. And we do have various Stargate things I have thrown money at to get made, because I'm obviously very passionate. Oh, stupid. Where is it? Show podcast here. And I will show something here now. Yeah, I'll show this. This is fair to show. So here is our. I mean, you can see there's some polygon damage, but here's our custom X302 3D model that we had commissioned for the Trek Shorts projects. There'll be an X302 used in later films. Yeah. You'll see it, you'll do things, it'll be fun times. It'll be a fun time. But yeah, Gorgonzola, is that happening tonight, or can I head off? Oh yes, this is had the thrust nozzles. Gosh, all the different channel dots. Although all the holes aren't great in the polygons. Anyway, that's the F32 we have. But yeah, any final questions or comments before I get going to finish some work, hopefully? Anything left? And thank you for all the super chats. Everything absolutely adds up to support this channel, to what we do. And I was also just recently featured scientifically on the Trek culture ups and downs for these are the voyages, I believe. I was told I was. Would it be the perk ad, maybe?
Too long since we've done this, but it's time to go through some ups and downs. We're going to go through could be getting started today. If you then it's
someone was shown to the pre. Okay, didn't, and then I'm at the end. Maybe? Yes, I am. Okay. Okay, it's the full pitch I did for them.
The episode closes then with a big massive nod to Star Trek overall.
Sean.
Right. So with many eras,
there I am at the end.
Props are needed, and
thank you, Trek Culture. Appreciate you. Hopefully, more people will back, as we are certainly trying. Certainly trying, guys. Certainly trying. Nothing Gorgonzola. But yeah, hi everybody. Thanks everybody. Do get perks if you can. We've got 18 days to go with a long way to go. I'm hopeful, but I'm nervous. And have a great rest of your evening, everybody. I'm trying to finish off some stuff, hopefully, and then do some other stuff after that for the next film, the last film to come out in the campaign, because it is not done by any means. So thanks everybody, thanks for helping us get over 7-8, and check out our Trekyards tomorrow, and my bonus content on Trek Shorts as well tomorrow. Appreciate you all, and thanks for joining in. Thanks for Nick at the start. Appreciate everybody. Until then, I was only Captain Commander Foley, Captain Cockings Foley, Cockings Davis. Thanks everybody. Bye. Gorgonzola has multiple dashes. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Many V's. Oh gosh. I was waiting for your comment. What does this mean? I don't know what it means. You tell me. I don't know. Wait for 2 more seconds. In case you can tell me. Where's the thumbnail? Well, either way. Can't you read ASC2 art? I don't know what that means either. What does that mean? Graphics on to ease. Anyway, on that confusing note, have a good one, guys.